Hey everybody, welcome to Arena Hacks. My name is Kyle. Thank you for stopping by and checking out my video. If you're new here, go check out my beginner's guides playlist. All kinds of great ways to start off your collection, build up your rares, get extra cards, and all that fun stuff that we all want to do. Today I'm getting onto another budget deck. I'm going back to spirits. I did a little bit of a spirit deck when Strixhaven first came out. I went back and revisited Quintorius, Field Historian, and tried to build around him a little bit more. So I'm trying to go with Graveyard Shenanigans, which is actually very difficult when you're stuck with white and red. I did mix some black in there for a little bit for, Offspring's Revenge. But I found it just didn't line up right. Either the Lorehold Excavation at the beginning of your end step, mill a card. If a land card was milled this way, you gain a life. Otherwise, Lorehold Excavation deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then you have 5 mana. You can exile a creature card from your graveyard to create a 3/2 tapped red and white spirit creature token. So with Quintorius here, we do want Graveyard Shenanigans, so we do have the Lorehold Excavation. Oh, what I was saying about Offspring's Revenge, sorry, is I would hit it with Lorehold Excavation and mill it in my graveyard, or I just wouldn't have the black mana for it because it was a splash for the black mana, and I just wasn't able to make that work. So I think my other spirit deck did not have Lorehold Excavation in it. It had other ways of playing with your graveyard, and I had less Quintorians, whatever. And I had less of them because it was annoying to get too many of them in my hand, which is still potentially a problem in this deck as well. But for the most part, I find it works out pretty well, as long as you're not drawing into all of them, or if you can maybe discard them with Thrilling Discovery, which is partly why I put this in here, and this could actually be reduced. You'll hear me say that during the gameplay, because like this is what I'm showing you, this deck, because this is what I did in the gameplay. But Thrilling Discovery, where you gain 2 life and then you may discard 2 cards. You can just gain 2 life from this, that's all you want, because it says you may discard 2 cards, so you have the choice. But yeah, you gain 2 life regardless, and then you may discard 2 cards. If you do, you draw 3 cards. So it's a good way to maybe get some, if you have too many Quintoriuses, you can get rid of 1 or 2 and then still have 1 in your hand to play, or if you have 1 on the battlefield already, and then you can exile those Quintorius out of the graveyard, with excavation, and then your Quintorius that's on the battlefield. Why is every time I move my hand off my mouse, it moves a little bit? And it's like I go to Quintorius and then I kind of take my hand off a wee bit, and then all of a sudden it pulls up to like Thrilling Discovery or something. Like, no, stay on Quintorius. Anyway, but spirits you control also get +1/+0. I don't know if I mentioned that or went over this guy yet. But yeah, whenever the cards leave the graveyard, you get your 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. So that's really fun too when you do your Graveyard Shenanigans. This helps put stuff in your graveyard, and like I said, it's more so if you just get too many Quintoriuses. But I don't know about that. I had Thrill of Possibility in here originally, and I think that might be a better one, because I find it hard to find 2 cards to discard in this particular build right here that I did. I'm finding difficult. I don't want to discard 2 cards. But if it was a Thrill of Possibility, it's instant speed. You don't gain the 2 life, which kind of sucks. But you're only discarding 1 card and drawing 2 cards, so it's a little bit more manageable that way. You can just get rid of 1 thing you don't want instead of 2. A lot of times I get stuck with the last card in my hand. I can't even discard other stuff. All I can do is gain 2 life with it. So that's about the Thrilling Discovery, so that can be swapped out. Like I said, Thrill of Possibility is probably the better one to go in this deck for that. Rip Apart, I had that in my other spirit deck too. It's just a really great card, 3 damage, kind of like a Scorching Dragonfire, except it doesn't exile, but then you have the option to use it as a destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it's just 2 mana as well, so that's really powerful there. Lorehold Excavation, I already went over everything it does. Really good stuff here. Spectral Steel, I kind of added that to play around with it. I think this could come out for some more escape stuff like Sentinel's Eyes, because Sentinel's Eyes, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 in vigilance, and then it has that escape ability, and it's the escape ability that we're really after, because when we bring that out of our graveyard, we're going to be activating our Quintorius, because we're bringing the Sentinel's Eyes out of our graveyard by casting it, but we're also exiling 2 other cards, so those 2 other cards are also leaving our graveyard. So that's 2 different instances of cards leaving our graveyard, right? So that will activate Quintorius twice whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard. 2's getting exiled, so that's one or more cards, 2 cards, right? Leaving the graveyard, so that's a 3/2 token. Plus you're casting Sentinel's Eyes, so you're getting another 3/2 token, which is really powerful. And in fact, that's what I think Spectral Steel needs to be swapped with. There's Escape Velocity, which gives your creature +1/+0 and haste. I had that in there originally, swapped to this. I had a few good games that I recorded for the video, but I still think Spectral Steel should be switched back to Escape Velocity to get more escape triggers in there. What I was thinking with this one is I could bring back my auras. I don't have any equipment. By using the ability there, for 2 mana, you exile Spectral Steel from your graveyard and return another target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. So again, that's going to trigger Quintorius twice. Spectral Steel is leaving, and you're getting a card from your graveyard to your hand. So that's 2 different instances of a card leaving your graveyard. That's 2 triggers for Quintorius. And it gives +2/+2 to whatever creature you put it on, which is a pretty powerful boost for only 2 mana. Not that bad, but I find that ability is just not that handy, and just a regular escape card, like something cheap, low mana too. You can go with a rare like Phoenix of Ash is another card with escape that you could throw in here. I tried to keep this budget friendly, and there's not a single rare spell in the deck, so it's pretty much Artisan except for the lands, and we'll get to that a little later. So yeah, that's my suggestion with Spectral Steel and Thrilling Discovery. I'm leaving those both the same way in this video just because that's what I was playing during the gameplay. But maybe I'll have to do another one some other time where I make those switches, or maybe you guys can leave some ideas down in the comments after you watch this and see what you guys like, and then maybe we can go from there and build this deck together, sort of. But yeah, there's got to be something with Lorehold and Excavation and Quintorius. I've been playing around with this a lot, trying to figure out, these cards are so weird, but I'm like, how do you make them? How do you really make them powerful? And there are moments too where it's like, yeah, you just start flooding with spirits, but it's unfortunately really hard to do. Anyways, Clarion Spirit, because we're going to be trying to cast a lot of spells all the time, so getting those extra 1/1 tokens are really great. This deck does kind of treat a lot of our creatures like just cannon fodder, almost all of them, because we want stuff in our graveyard, right? To do graveyard shenanigans, get spirit tokens back. And if our creatures are trading with our opponent's creatures before they die, then we're killing our opponent's creatures, and we're getting creatures in our graveyard that we can then exile to create a spirit creature, and maybe get 2 spirit creatures because you got Quintorius on the battlefield or something like that, right? So we're constantly casting stuff, and we're constantly going through our creatures like cannon fodder, so being able to create a bunch of 1/1 spirits is really handy for that. They also all get pumped up by spirits you control, get +1/+0, so Quintorius makes Clarion Spirit and all the tokens that it creates all a little bit more powerful and do more damage. Same with Usher of the Fallen. It's a spirit warrior, so it becomes a 3/1 when you've got Quintorius out. And it's got that boast ability, doesn't create spirit tokens, but still, it's just an extra big mess on the battlefield, and just creates just clutter, and it gives you all that cannon fodder, things to get in the way of your opponents, help you buy time until you can really set up and get going with all the synergy that you have here. Stonebinder's Familiar also synergizes a bit with Quintorius. As you see, a lot of the ways that I went over with Escape, you have to exile things. Spectral Steel, you have to exile out of your graveyard to do it. Lorehold Excavation, you have to exile a creature out of your graveyard to use its ability. All of these are activating Quintorius, but if you do it during your turn, you will get to put 1 +1/+1 counter on the Stonebinder's Familiar if you read his ability there. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into an exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder's Familiar. I did specify it has to be during your turn, and it's only 1 +1/+1 counter because this ability triggers only once each turn. That, I think, really sucks. I actually think this guy should not be an uncommon. He should be a common. And it's because of that last line, that last sentence right there. This ability triggers only once each turn. Take that out of here, and then he's a good uncommon card. I mean, Hallowed Priest is better than this guy because he pumps up way faster and way better, right? That's a proper uncommon. If it even is uncommon, I'm not sure. I think it's actually common, Hallowed Priest. Whatever. Anyway, Sentinel's Eye I already went over, and Guiding Voice just to get a little bit of learn in here, and that +1/+1 helps pump up our creatures, and because we have Clarion Spirit and it's a 1 mana spell, it really helps get things going. Another thing about this deck is maybe I could put more learn in here, or maybe just the 4 is good enough, because like I said, this is really good when you're trying to cast that second spell in your turn to activate your Clarion Spirit and get that Spirit token with flying. So that being said, we have to have a sideboard for the learn, 2 environmental sciences, because no, I have to go back to the deck first. So if we look at here, we only got 22 lands here. Curve is 1.9, so that's why the lands are so low. And in fact, a curve like that, people would probably go lower on lands, but I find I still struggle to get them. Like, Quintorius is the only thing that's way up here. Everything's 2 or less. Everything's down in this area. Really crazy. So I only have 22 lands, but even that, I find I struggle in the beginning to get like 4th land out. I struggle to get the 5th land for Quintorius and stuff like that. So anyways, that's why I have 22 lands, but that is also why there's 2 environmental sciences in here, because sometimes you need to you're just not drawing them, so you have to force those lands into your hand. So 2 environmental sciences in this one. Lots of ways to get extra spirits here. It also puts, when you cast all of these sorceries, it puts a sorcery card in your graveyard, which we can then exile for something else. Mostly the escape costs is what we avoid exiling creatures unless we're using Lorehold Excavation, or I had something else that exiled creatures too. Oh, I think that was the Offspring's Revenge. And so whenever we exile with casting an escape cost, when we usually exile for that, I usually focus on lands and instant sorcery spells, because I want to save my creatures for Lorehold Excavation, right? You want to save your creatures in your graveyard for that. Like I said, I did have Offspring's Revenge in here, but I found it was hard to synergize, hard to cast it. It was just too many 5-drops in the deck, and it made it really difficult. It had black mana in it, so it just made everything a lot more complicated for what is supposed to be a budget deck, borderline artisan. One last spell in the sideboard I didn't go over, Reduce to Memory. Sometimes giving our opponent a 3/2 is a lot better than what they're kicking our arses with. So sometimes that's the case, and that's usually how we use this. The other thing is it's target non-land permanent. As long as it's not a land, it doesn't matter what it is, we can shut it down, exile it for 3 mana with this. The only downside is they get that Spirit token, which, like I said, in a lot of cases is a lot better than what we're taking away from them. And we can often block it and get 2 damage on that Spirit token to kill it anyways. Like I said earlier, a lot of our creatures in here are cannon fodder, so we can block with an Usher of Fallen, then we can exile it and get some more spirits ourselves and do stuff like that to take care of that spirit that we give them when we do that. On to the lands before we get to the gameplay here. 8 plains, 6 mountains. You'll hear me complain about that a little bit, how often we get flooded with mountains and don't have enough plains, which is ridiculous, especially with all these pathways and these, like, it's insane. I get screwed for white so much. And then in the end, I get screwed for red, or I don't get screwed for red. But anyways, I don't want to give away too much of the gameplay. That's the land base there, 4 tap lands here, and the 4 pathways to help balance all the mana. Let's go check out some gameplay. I get to go first. I've got a pretty good hand, I guess. My opponent's got a better one, 100%. It's just the way the day's been going. Oh no, you're not gonna do like 70 damage to me on my first turn, on your first turn? Really? At least we can double spell because we got our 1-drop. Finally, something seems to be working out. Sort of, half good. Don't get my hopes up yet though. Opponent still has way too many cards in hand. Alright, so far so good. And then I say we go Spectral Steel. What do we put it on though? Put it on the dog or the flyer? That's a tricky call. Put it on the flyer. Just attack with the flyer. Some damage in there. From the excavation. It's like I say it like there's an S at the beginning. There's no S there. E-X-C-A, aviation. Yeah, I'm not spelling the rest. Ugh. Okay, we need another land for Quintorius. Which would actually be really handy. So let's put a counter on this dude. We need this to get Quintorius. So play it right away so we get our double spirit tokens. What do we want for land? We got... Let's get another white. Attack with the flying that we can attack with. Offer a trade. Not yet. We're doing a lot of damage to him. This is how this deck is supposed to work. Super aggro. Oh, that's bad. So these will each get pumped up by 2 because that's 2 life gain. Yeah. So it'll be 4 4s. We can take 1 down. I really don't want to lose my Clarion Spirits though. That life gain again sucks. Dang. I need to get that guy out though. Yeah, let's just keep hitting with our big guy. Do lots of damage. And see what they do. They might attack with a lot of stuff. Their big guy here doesn't have trample though. Wow, coming in with everything. Okay. You here, you here, you here, and you here. Just gain some more life there. And now we just need to keep chump blocking that thing. Which we can as long as we keep producing spirit tokens. Yeah, let's put it on here so we can get Spectral Steel in the graveyard. There's blockers. There's a big attack from us now. Opponent down to 5. We're at 21. Spectral Steel in our graveyard. Not bad. From the excavation. So, go like that. And they knew it's over, yeah. That is how this deck is supposed to work. I forgot to adjust more white over red, but here's why I was hesitant on doing that. And now we have no red to cast our red spells. Alright, we can learn the Envirosciences though. On our like 3rd turn, yeah, because we don't have any 1-drops. Maybe I should have mulliganed. Doesn't really matter. Next hand guaranteed would have been worse. I guarantee that the way today has been going. Alright, optimism. We're going to draw everything we need this game. Just like our opponent has done the last 20 games. We are actually going to draw the perfect hand this time. And our opponent's going to get fornicated up the until they are... a way of kind of trying to PG a very gruesome image. Yeah, we need our Envirosciences. And that's it for now. We don't want to attack yet because they can kill our Clarion Spirit with the 2 damage that it's going to do when it dies. And if they attack in now, we can block with our flyer, kill their creature, and it won't be able to do enough damage to kill our Clarion Spirit. We can also rip apart, and then when it dies, it'll do its 2 damage, and they can kill our token, but they can't kill our Clarion Spirit because it's just too big right now. And then next turn we can get our red source with our Enviro Sciences, and then that's when we can do our rip apart or whatever else we want. Can't really attack in with their 1/1s, or they can, I guess. Creature, Planeswalker, okay. They might have some, well, it's only black mana. So they'll do it here, and they can finish it off. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Oh, dang. Alright, well, we got a red source here. So then we go Clarion. And then we'll get 2 flying tokens when we play this. And we'll get... I should probably get another white. We have 3 white sources, so let's get another red source, and we'll attack into this guy now. Boom. I feel like they're going for power 2 or less, and then raid bombardment, I think is what kind of deck they're going for. I don't know what the black is about. That's usually a mono red deck that I just explained there. Definitely seems like more of a budget friendly, kind of like what we're doing. Kind of a very, well, I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. Ooh, okay. Ooh, our 1 counter actually protects Clarion from Heartless Act. That's neat, I like that. Pretty cool. Alright, they're getting a lot of little 1/1s now though. Just getting annoying. We need some of our graveyard shenanigans stuff. Let's just attack in with our 2 flyers, peck away, and get our Quintorius out. Oh, I should have played it first. Oh my god, I forgot about his boost to the spirit tokens. Whoops. There should be like a, duh, I made a mistake. I should have played Quintorius first. I forgot that he gives boosts to all the spirits. A +1, +0 boost. I don't know what it's too late now. The moment's passed to trying to emote about it. It's too late. Oh, I could have done 4 damage, and I could have literally done double the damage I did in that flying attack. Oh, man. Oh, man, I feel so dumb. It's because you are dumb. Where's all our graveyard shenanigans stuff? Let's get rid of that guy. What does he do anyways? 2 damage to creature, planeswalker. Good, we do want to get rid of that. 2 damage this time, and we will not play our dog because we won't get another spirit token out of it. I want to see if we can draw a spell, play the dog, play the spell, double spell, get another flying token. Especially since we lost our other Clarion Spirit. So we're not producing double tokens anymore. Quintorius goes really good with Clarion Spirit. Except it's hard to play Quintorius and get double spell in the same turn because he's so high on mana, being a 5 mana cost. Those guys are going to be a pain in the butt. That's 2 damage each. This really sucks too. I want spells. I want graveyard shenanigans, escape spells or something. Where's all their stuff? Lorehold Excavation, like, come on. Where's our graveyard stuff so we can start activating Quintorius? Alright, well, let's just keep smacking away with the flying. Hold that up so we can get more flying next turn, because we've got lethal in air. Even if we don't block anything they throw at us. We don't block a single thing, we got lethal in air. Okay, scored Piper. I wonder what the purpose of that deck was that we were up against there. I feel like they were going for some kind of combo and they just didn't get it or something. Seems kind of weird. Piper with all this stuff, all these 1/1s, this Menace guy. This isn't the red-black deck they give you, right? Maybe. The starter deck? Maybe. No, it doesn't have or whatever the Forbidden Friendship. It doesn't have, I don't think, does it? I know it has Discordant Piper because it's all about sacrifice, but I don't know. Oh my god. Feels like the first half of the day I would see way too much red and struggle for white, and now it's the complete opposite. It's kind of a sketchy keep if I don't draw red. Just need a red source. I don't care if it's tapped, just a red source. Oh wow, and they're getting a beautiful aggro start here. And next turn we can go Clarion into Sentinel's Eyes. Rather not. I'd rather play Sentinel's Eyes on something that I don't mind dying so it can go in the graveyard, and then hopefully eventually when we play Quintorius, when we escape it, we can start getting some cool stuff going on. It kind of looks like I have to go that way. Boom, keep their life total down a wee bit. Ooh, that learn would have been nice. Although we do have 5 mana, that's true. Ooh. Didn't think of that. Okay. We'll let that go through. Rip apart, that'll help. Get rid of some of their flying angel annoying pricks. What do we have in our graveyard so far? Just these 2 guys. Do we want to go second excavation to start really pumping up our graveyard for Quintorius? We do have, the excavation itself does have graveyard shenanigans to activate Quintorius. We won't be able to do Rip Apart this turn. Oh, I hate these situations. Yeah, not enough red mana this time. Dang it. Man, this sucks. Stupid mana. Quintorius, oh man. Alright, let's get rid of one of their flying. That's our only removal though. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it. This one. And that's it. No attacks. Okay. Keeping their health down at 20 is not too bad so that these guys don't get their +2/+2. That's really bad. Although we can still block and kill it with our Clarion unless... well, you better not. You keep that card in your hand and you shut it. I need more flying spirits so I can do something about their flying dudes. There's our second red, which we needed way too long ago. And now we go like that. Now our guy can actually kill. Okay, we need other auras in our graveyard, though. There's some more graveyard shenanigans. So now we can kill their angel if they attack with it. No block for now. See what else we get. Perfect. Oh my god, that's nice. And we can double cast this turn. Get rid of that guy now. Attack with this, see if they'll trade any of their flying. Nope, they take the damage. Gain some life ourselves. Where's our escape stuff? Ah, oh, right there. Dang it. Oh my God. We need more escape. Do we want to take that block? Sure. We might have to hold this guy for blocking. Well, that sucks. Do we want to attack it? Put the pressure on or not? Because if I attack him, yeah, no attack. They're higher life than we are. Oh. Still higher life than we are, so played a little more defensive. Okay, they're back up to 16 again. We did gain one in there. How's our library doing? 38 cards, okay. So are they attacking? No attacks. I'm okay with that. Now we're getting some spirits. This is how we roll. Okay, there they go. Man, almost halfway through our deck, only one of our escape cards, one of our 4, and look at 3 of our rip aparts. Yeah, shuffler's fine. I don't mind it. I don't like the Thrilling Discovery. Yeah, that's definitely a card that we could probably do without in this deck. Let's go this so we get a red source out right away. And ooh, I do want that. I want it. I both want it and don't want it. Let's keep it. That was a thinker. Ugh. There better not be too many lands underneath that now. Watch I get flooded. That would just be my luck too. Do I do excavation yet? Start excavating or go Clarion? Let's go Clarion and see if we can do excavation into Usher next turn for a double spell and get a spirit token. Unless our opponent has something to say about our Clarion right now, which they don't, which is good. So yeah, let's get the excavation out. And Usher, getting a token. Free attack, 2 damage with the spirit, Clarion Spirit. Aww. That sucks that we got one in the graveyard. One more land and we get Quintorius. And that is conveniently the same amount of mana we need to activate our Lorehold, or our excavation here. Lorehold Excavation. I think I'm going to go hold on to Usher of the Fallen so I can maybe Thrilling Discovery and discard it and something else. Because I can't double spell this turn. So, swing in, activate that, get some value out of it and call that a turn. Yeah, I'll call that a turn. There's that land. Damn it! Come on! If I draw land, I will not discard Usher and the land with Thrilling Discovery. I'll just play the land and play Quintorius. Because then we can start getting some fun stuff happening. That is not a land. And I don't want to discard it with Thrilling Discovery either. Let's get our land with it though. We can use it to get our land. Let's put it on here. Next, you can attack, and that's it. Just the 2. Do they want to trade with our Usher? And even if they don't, we'll just We'll make them boast out a token. Oh, Quintorius is going to be sweet next turn. All these spirits we got, get an extra +1/+0. So they're taking all damage? They're taking all damage. We're still going to boast, get our token. Gain a life for that. Graveyard's looking pretty full. So what do we got? 2/4 in the air. Once they get pumped up by Quintorius. And then Usher will be a 4/2. They'll probably trade their Avenger, perhaps. But that's bad. You can't block that thing. And that thing can block. Ooh. Well, that's not nice. Now we have no way of triggering Quintorius. We can double spell though. Probably not a bad idea. And go that way. And they can block our Usher with their questing beast, but then they lose it. And what is that? That's 8 damage in the air. Oh, I should have attacked all out. Oh my god, that would have been game. They block 1 damage. Yeah, that would have absolutely been game. Now I feel dumb now. Okay, next turn we have, as long as Quintorius and these 3 flyers survive, that's lethal in the air right there. Yep, still lethal in the air. Yeah, they have no way of gaining life. Unless, what does that do? Alright, that takes away our air lethal, but they can only block 1. They block 2 here. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. We can just pump that guy up even more to make him a little more scary. Yeah, okay, they just realized that. Yeah, I was about to go, okay, let's attack all in. We did that 1 extra little buff. That's it, that's game. Let's just swing on in. Okay, so there it was. I had to rearrange some of those games a little bit because I just wanted you guys to see. I think there was 1 or 2 really good games where the deck kind of really synergized and functioned the way it was supposed to. So I wanted to make sure those games were in fairly early in the video. And then after that, I just kind of I just took a section of gameplay that I did and just put it all in there. For the overall stats of the deck here, this is what we got. This is MTG Assistant. I've been using it for a while. I wanted to start promoting it on my channel. Apparently my channel's not big enough for them. They won't give me a link to actually get any kind of commissions off this. But that's what this program is here. If you're not familiar with it, it's what I'm using. A lot of you guys probably are familiar with it unless you're very new to Arena. So here we go. Here's all the statistics. Most of what's in the video will probably is near the end here. Some of those other games, let's go back to the graph actually. So a lot of the gameplay you see is down here. The ones where it really, the deck performed was either somewhere here or somewhere here, where the deck really hit the synergy really well. But overall, 60% win rate, ridiculous amount of times on the draw. And as you can see, the deck doesn't do very good on the draw. It's aggro, it's meant to be fast. But yeah, 50% win rate still on the draw. Can't complain about that too much. 75% win rate on the play. Pretty good. I like how good a start I had in the first 5 games and then just bam, ugh. And then, yeah, trying to recover from that. We're sitting on 50% as our lowest mark here, so for 50% win rate. So can't complain too much about that. That's the deck and how it goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like the deck, please leave suggestions. Like I said, I wouldn't mind if maybe we could have some comments down in, below, and maybe I can use those comments to modify this deck a bit, and I can maybe do another video later and see how the deck performs with some of those modifications. I made some suggestions myself. I'd like to hear what you guys all have to say, guys and girls, everybody out there. Other than that, yeah, hit the like button, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and check out my beginner's guides video if you haven't already, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. That being said, you guys have a great day. I'll see you at the next video. Cheers.